He
Okay.
cooks more than I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys know how to cook. I'm curious to know, what do you guys think in terms of like a woman coming in and like being the person saying like, I bring something to the table, I cook. Like, what does that, like, what do you hear when you think that? I'm just curious. You snickered a little bit.
That cooking is something that they can bring to the table?
That don't mean
Yes.
nothing
Okay,
to
wait,
me.
let's get into it. But first of all, I want to just start by saying thank you so much for joining us today. We are so happy. This is going to be a very interesting episode of The Bridge ATL. I am your girl, Keish. This is right here. We have Tyler. He is our production manager, producer. He makes all the things happen behind the scenes. So whenever we're like, what are we talking about? He's the one behind, like, this is what you're talking about. He makes it all happen. Today, he is our special guest, and he's here with us today. And we, of course, have Kel, the ever so, I would say, what's the word? You are so, you are the voice of reason.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, you thought I was fishing for something crazy?
No. I was waiting.
Aristotle, if you will.
Okay, Aristotle. You're the voice of reason. I honestly, a lot of times when you do speak, I'm like, he gets it.
Okay.
This is the man that gets it. And so I appreciate you so much.
No, thank you.
But yeah, so we are here and we are talking about a lot of things today. We're going to get into the Grammys, and because that just happened.
Yeah.
Grammys versus the BET Awards, because it's Black History Month. I need to know, what do y'all think in terms of award shows? Are Black people being dismissed on these non-Black platforms or non-Black award shows compared to the BET Awards, where it's, you know, an overload of Blackness? But before we get into all of that and the music and the contributions that we've had as Black Americans, I do need to know, in terms of my fellow Black men, what it means when a woman says, I cook, that's what I bring to the table. What does that mean to you when you hear that? I'm just very curious.
I mean, I think nowadays cooking is like I ain't gonna say it's a lost art. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a midway now, right? Like, it's not always needed like it was back then. So if they want to use that, I'll allow it, because there are a lot that do not cook no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of them that don't. So I guess I'll allow it. I say, okay. If you're good, like if you're solid, like you really be cooking, whipping, baking and all that, yeah, I'll give it to you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think it is a lost art that if someone does do it, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I can accept that.
Yeah, I would say that that's a gift that they can, or something that they can bring to the table. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't really think it's like a bring to the table kind of thing. It's more of like a bonus, right? It's like you can cook, because I can cook. I don't expect you to bring the typical female task to the table. Like, I don't expect you to be like, oh, I cook, I clean, I know how to sew clothes. Like, we're not in the 1950s. Like, I don't need you to be able to do that. Are you your own person? Do you have goals? Do you know what you want to do in life? Do you have some semblance of like pushing yourself forward? Because if all you're coming to me saying is, oh, I cook, I clean, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I cook and clean too. So like, we can't both do that. And I'm very particular in the kitchen. Like, I get in trouble. Some people be trying to cook, and I'm like, you sure you want to put that in there? I don't know if you should season it with that seasoning, or, you know. So, yeah, it's more of a bonus than like oh, yeah, that's great. I'm definitely going to consider you because you know how to cook it and do that. But,
okay.
I mean, like Kel said, it is a lost art. A lot of people don't know how to cook nowadays, and it is actually kind of crazy.
And I ain't talking about no grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm talking about, like, you know how to cook salmon. You know what I'm saying? You can cook, real good fried chicken, not no shake and bake. Like, I'm talking about, like, you really get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's
Making
what I mean.
Stuff from scratch.
It's nothing like coming home and everything is cooked and you got your plate ready. Like, she done made all of that. That's different.
Facts.
Like,
that's facts.
Yeah, you brought that to the table. I ain't gonna lie, like that, because it's lost now, in my opinion. But yeah.
Okay, so y'all both are saying something similar, but I'm hearing you're more taking it.
Yeah, I'm a accept it. Like, yeah, you brought that to the table for sure. Like, that's
right.
That's a.
So you like, I will big
mark.
you up because
Hell yeah, absolutely.
you know.
Every time, yeah. Please,
okay,
for sure.
So because I'm curious, because I want to know, in addition to cooking, What are some things that you would say, like, these are the things that when I hear a woman speak about this and then I see her do this, that I'm like, I'm sold, like, besides just cooking? Because I'm curious to know. Take a minute, because this is a real, this is going to be on the internet.
Mine a little bit.
You talking about other things on the net?
Other things other than that, yes.
I kind of said mine already. Like, you have goals, you have something you're working towards. Like, you have a vision for yourself outside of, I just want to be a wife. Like, you have a vision of, I'm okay with being with somebody who has puts importance in their career and wants to actually progress further in their career path. I'm okay with that. I've never thought, I don't understand why any man wouldn't be okay with that personally, because you need somebody who's going to actually like push you. And if she's working hard in her career, she's going to by default be pushing you to work harder in your career. So you don't want somebody who just settles for you to be whatever. You want somebody to constantly get you to keep working towards improving, achieving your goals, your dreams, turning yourself into y'all into like a power couple. Now don't let her be overzealous with it. Like, you know, she's like, hey, you gotta wake up at 6 o'clock and I need you at the gym at 7 o'clock and I need you eating breakfast at 8 o'clock. You shower, you go to work, and none of that.
Nah.
But like a realistic, like, you know.
Sound like
working.
a drill sergeant.
Right.
So then, okay, because I've never really heard a guy on a hot mic say something along these lines of, it's okay if you are not a traditional woman.
Yeah. I don't, I'm not a fan of like the new traditional thing. Like, where did this come from? Why is it such a, why is everybody so
Labels.
focused on it?
It's labels, bro.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
These labels came out of like nowhere. And now it's all this conversation of, oh, I'm a traditional man. I expect my woman to let me lead and yada, yada, such and such. I feel like that all comes naturally. And by putting that expectation in front of somebody, like verbally, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're telling a woman, I expect you to follow me. I expect you to do this. I expect you to do that. She's hearing it, but at the same time, she's going to judge you based off of the fact that you're telling her these things, because it's like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, especially in a relationship, nobody wants to be told, oh, I'm going to basically be your parent. Like, you want to feel like you're in a relationship. You want to feel like y'all are equally working together. Y'all
for
are
real.
equally doing whatever. Like, if y'all are equal, then I think the traditionalism of it will come into play, right? So if y'all are working together, y'all are a team, like it's a partnership. The woman will allow you to do what you have to do as a man, and the man will allow the woman what she needs to do as a woman, and it won't be as much back and forth, in my opinion, at least.
No, you remember because I watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, first episode, and I talked to him about this a little bit, and it made me think, like, it's really attractive when you can work with another female and you can make money with her, or just do something and the goal happens with her. You know what I'm saying? I work together, she does her thing, I do mine. It all comes together and the goal is fulfilled. Nothing more attractive than that. It's like, oh, she's a real partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really see eye to eye to come up with a goal. And she did her own thing and I did my own thing, and we worked together to have it happen. So, like, it's basically everything he said, but summarized in like one episode, basically. You know what I mean? So,
Like, the show is good. I definitely recommend it. If y'all haven't seen it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover and Maya Erskine.
yeah.
Erskine.
I don't know her
thought
name,
it was
but
a movie.
It
I
is a
didn't
movie,
see
but
the
they
show.
made a TV series.
yeah, he made a
based
TV
off of
series.
it.
It's really good.
So
Solid.
it's not like Angelina and Brad though. It's
Nah.
different. Like Angelina
black.
and Brad was action, right? This
black.
one he's black and
She's
the
Asian.
woman is Asian. And this one is taking away from the action and exploring the relationship more. And I think that's very interesting, because it's like, without giving too much of the show away, it's like two people come together and they're a married couple, and it chronicles their life together as a married couple that does spy missions. So it's really interesting.
What platform is this on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime? Okay,
Yep.
I have that.
Yeah,
So
I
can
definitely
wa-
recommend
I
it.
can
It's,
watch
it's
that.
interesting. Yeah, it's just very interesting. Like, the arguments they have, the conversations. It's all. It's very interesting.
I'm a really big like relationship girl. Like, I am into the conversations, the stories, all of the like, I guess everything that comes with, like, how do you learn how to mesh your life with someone else? Like, I'm into all of that. I find it to be a very complex situation, but I love it. I love it. So I'm excited to get into Keisha Done Said It today because we'll
They're always fun.
They're always fun. And we'll leave it at that because it is a lot of times it's about relationships and the goals and how do we come together and work together as a unit. So I'm definitely gonna watch this show. I'm gonna look into
it's
it
really
and
good.
see.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I've been into relationship stuff too because I mean I'm working. I do side projects, and one of my side projects involves writing a rom-com. So I'm trying to learn
Yeah.
some stuff.
I think no matter what anyone says, and I don't care how focused you are on your career that you may consider yourself to be, I think all of us want love, companionship, a partner, someone who we can call and just be like, oh, I had a rough day today. You know, something that is just like, I am able to bare my soul to this person. So I think that no matter what the space, even if it's saturated with like people talking about relationships, there's always a new perspective. There's always someone to talk about, you know, not someone to talk about, excuse me, something to talk about. And it will always, there is always someone to talk about too, but there will always lend, it's like we all have that common theme where we wanna have healthy relationships. Now, a relationship that I do wanna speak about is Jay-Z and Beyonce. They were at the Grammys this year, and Jay-Z had a speech. He wanted to let the world know about his wife and her accomplishments, and he's wondering why she hasn't had the success, or she's had success, excuse me, the accolades or the awards that a particular person seems to continually get. Now, Kel, this is something you talked about, you wanted to bring up. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I'm a woman. I know how to let a man take a lead.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, if you know what he said, he basically was talking about how he feels like Beyonce should have had a album of the year. You know what I'm saying? And I think she has the most Grammys, if I'm not mistaken. Like that is her thing. She has the most accolades as a recording artist. And so he feels like she should have won one of their most prestigious awards, which is Album of the Year. And I agree to an extent, because you know if you are considered the R&B Artist of the Year or Track of the Year, I think it's what is it called? It's Track of the Year. What else they have? Song of the Year.
Song of the Year, and
they have so many different awards. Right? I feel like overlap is not even funny, but so you know if you have that many, at least one of your albums should be better than everybody's, right? Now, realistically, also, that might not be true. Maybe somebody else's album was better than hers overall, and she might have had like 4 songs that were amazing, and she might have had the best album that was R&B compared to everybody else. But it might not have been better than a Taylor Swift, obviously, because that's who we're about to talk about, right? Like, maybe not. Now, music is subjective, or you know, whatever, and so you know, you can't really say that anybody's right or wrong here. You know what I mean? You can only really give out flowers. You know, my opinion on it is basically, I talked about it last week. I talked about it months before. If you don't like it, why don't you go to BET where they were giving you your flowers every single time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You want flowers, but you're getting it from the wrong places. Make your own, or go to the people who actually really appreciate you. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what are we complaining about? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think BET just gets a bad rap. Right.
I mean, we kind of know.
We
kind of know why. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like it's so much drama, right? This has happened at BET Awards in the past that once you get to a certain level as a black artist or a black individual, like in artistry in some form, you want to elevate yourself to something a little more sophisticated. And the BET Awards have unfortunately fallen from sophisticated to like, oh, this is just a black award. And I think it's unfortunate because we don't have many other award shows. Like, we don't have really much going on, right? We only have the Oscars, the Emmys, the Grammys, like, you know, these are the institutions of award shows, and there's no award show that not necessarily is only black,
Right.
but at least it focuses on black achievement and what they've done in the artistry and the
Right.
field and the industry, all of that. There's no black film award, right?
Right.
That's as prestigious as an Oscar or an Emmy. There's no, you know, the music awards, the BET awards is the closest thing. And I think that gap is like not small. I think it's a big gap. Hence why a lot of these people don't show up. Of course, when it comes to spaces like that, there's just a lot of work that has to be done. Could the Grammys become a little more inclusive and like spread out the love as far as rewards go? Yeah, of course. But it's so institutionalized already, right? It's been this way for, I don't know how long the Grammys have been going. Was it like the 80th one or 90th
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
a long
It's been a
time.
minute. They almost at 100. And the team is already established, so they're going to always skew the vote towards whatever they want. And I feel like there is going to always be some bias. It could be opened up to more people to vote outside, similar to like some other award shows that I know of, where there's actually people able to vote and their votes actually influence it. But at the same time, it's like voting in an election. There's an electoral college and they're going to decide, hey, we vote for these people instead. So, you know, it works out like that. But it is an unfortunate thing because Beyonce is definitely like, she is the woman Michael Jackson, essentially, right? She's like the closest thing. She's not taking his title.
I agree.
She's
No,
not
I
taking
can
his
see
title.
that. I can see
but
it.
as a woman artist, right? I don't think there's anybody like her in our culture.
I'm about to shake it up. Oh, in our culture. Okay,
In our
never mind. Go
culture,
ahead.
I mean, if you look at records and stuff, yeah, like Taylor Swift is
Okay.
way past, right?
Yeah.
But
I want to hear what you got
with
to
Taylor
say.
Swift,
I'm ready to hear
if
this
Taylor
shit.
Swift, this is gonna be crazy. If Taylor Swift pulled up on Candler, are we going crazy?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Who going crazy?
They're going crazy, bro.
I'm sorry.
if
going
if
crazy.
she came to South DeKalb Mall,
Bro, she go to Hungry
Oh,
Ass. If she go to
Canada.
if she go to Hungry Ass, she go to
Taylor
Spanky's.
Swift, they just gonna be like, what's she doing over
Somebody
there?
gonna be like, oh, Taylor Swift over here. I swear to God, in the next 15 minutes, that shit is flooded. I promise you, bro. Taylor Swift, yeah, bro.
Okay, I
Yeah.
want to hear what you have. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake.
Don't come for me,
Go ahead.
Swifties. Don't come for me.
No, just look.
Shake it
y'all
up.
gotta. Taylor Swift just like, I mean, we seen what happened with the NFL, bro. Like, she pulled up. It just changed the entire dynamic of damn near the game. Like I said, Travis Kelce has been known long before he was going with her. Like he was going to be considered like top 5 best tight end all time. She comes in, she put that man on another bracket. We didn't even understand it, but we get it now. Like that's the power she has. Beyonce don't have that power. You know what I'm saying? Like
You don't think so?
I know
so you don't
so.
think if Beyonce dated,
What?
if she wasn't with
Beyonce pulls
Jay-Z,
up to an NFL game, they're not having Beyonce's face plastered every
No.
10 minutes.
Okay.
her boyfriend wasn't in the Super Bowl though.
It doesn't matter.
Wait.
Taylor
Okay.
So
Swift
if
was
Taylor
just
Swift
there.
wasn't dating Travis Kelce, you think they would have been paying attention to her like that
Yeah,
in the
bro.
stands?
If she's at
I
the
don't think
games,
so,
yeah.
bro. I
Okay.
don't think so. I think it's only because
Because
of
Rihanna
their
used to
union.
pull up to even Rihanna used to pull up to like NBA games, and she wasn't really shown like that. Mind you, it is an industry thing. It might be tailored Swift to her. It might be tailored towards who she is.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a industry thing or whatever. But the power that she has over the media is different, bro. Like it's different as a whole. Yeah.
Okay, so one thing I would say is this. It does show you the power that Taylor Swift shows you the power that middle America has over America. So, like I said, like I've worked in entertainment, like we would base our numbers off of people in middle America. It was the weirdest thing to me because I would be like, why? But this is literally shows you the power that middle America has over America. However, I will say this. I'm going to stop or correct you when I
Okay.
say, if Beyonce was, so Beyonce's a superstar in and of her own right. She is not known for being someone's boyfriend
That's true.
or wife.
That's
Excuse
true.
me, not boyfriend.
Because she's not single like Taylor Swift is every now and then.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's not jumping in and out of a
Relationships
relationship
and all
or we don't know about them,
Right.
whatever. I'm just saying that's not what we know Beyonce for. We know her as an artist who is respected for her music, her songs, and her concerts, and what she does and her artistry. Like, that's what we know her for. So no, if she shows up to a gathering that has nothing to do with music, we're not pulling the camera. Like, she's here, but it's not pulling the camera like, oh my gosh, look, so-and-so's girlfriend is here. It's like, that's not happening because
I definitely agree.
yeah, like that's not what we know Beyonce for. Beyonce's is very curated, just like, I feel like just as Kim Kardashian's brand is very much managed, we know that if somebody pulls the camera to Kim Kardashian, it's because it's planned. But if someone pulls a camera to Beyonce, it's probably because it's like, oh shit, Beyonce's here. You know what I mean? It's not curated, planned out, and trying to figure out, making sure the securities and it's like, it's not. I don't think it's that buttoned up. I think it's like, oh, she's here. Oh, wait a minute. So to me, I think that that's the difference. The star power that Beyonce has, to me, because I love her, is more than I think.
And that's why I
a
said
Taylor
like
Swift would
Candler,
be.
like the whole of Candler coming out. People from like Dunwoody gonna come to
Oh, no,
Candler.
no,
Taylor
no,
Swift.
it's a fact.
Hungry
But they're
as
still
hell.
pulling up though, bro.
No, yeah, she's got her own fan base.
Which is crazy. Like,
but
Because it's not the question about whether or not someone will pull up, because it's not so much like,
it's about like the cultural impact, right?
yeah.
I
can say,
definitely
yeah.
feel like if Beyonce showed up somewhere, you're gonna see everybody. Black,
Yes.
white, Asian.
I think
Yes.
both of them though. Both of
I
them.
don't think you're gonna see that big of a spread
promise
when
you.
it comes to Taylor Swift. Not saying Taylor Swift doesn't have black fans. She does. But whenever you see her concerts, well, you see it like at Beyonce concerts too, right? It's a mix.
Yeah.
It is a grab bag. You don't know what you're going to get at a
But-
Beyonce concert. Yeah. That's what.
Taylor Swift
Yeah.
is a certain image, right? Beyonce is a certain image. Not saying they're either or is like negative or anything.
It's really not that. Well, it's mixed culturally, but it's really like the same. I don't know how to say it. Like,
It's like their impact to us, right?
they're both singers. Like, you know,
They
what
are
I'm
both
saying?
singers, and they both have like, well, they're artists. They're both artists.
Beyonce's way better. we're gonna.
No,
I'm
Don't
gonna
you
kill this.
reduce Beyonce
she has
Way
to
better.
a
her
singer.
on fire after saying
Beyonce
she's gonna
is-
do country music. She got all these women
And
talking
those
about
country
they finna
music
go buy
records are
boots
fire. I ain't gonna lie.
and,
I was
and
Wait.
cowboy hats and all kinds of stuff.
So I want to, okay, keep going. Because I used to listen to country music still. And people used to tease me about listening to country music. But now all of a sudden everybody's jumping on a bandwagon because Beyonce is making country music. But okay.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't know. I think the two are comparable in numbers, but as far as like cultural impact, I don't think they're the same. Because like
To who, you
You
mean
could-
to black people or just
to
in general?
anybody, like you could go outside and ask a random person how many Taylor Swift songs do they like off the top of their head do they know, and then how many Beyonce songs do they know off the top
Which
of their head.
person though? It depends on the person.
No,
you're asking.
anybody. He's saying
I think anybody, bro. Like
He's saying
it's like
anybody.
how like when Usher performed at the Super Bowl, there were songs that everybody knew.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's more so like you don't necessarily have to have the album, but it's like
You know
the
the song.
reach maybe
Yeah.
that you're having. It's like, so you're able to say, oh, the singing ladies. And then it's like, everybody's like, oh, the singing ladies. And even you have so many even, gay men and gay women, like they could relate to that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like when I went to the Beyonce concert, I was like, okay, yes, here we are.
I'm speaking from my own personal experience. Of
I
course.
love it. Yeah.
I don't know any Taylor Swift songs like that.
I know a few.
I don't know any.
I know a few.
Like
I couldn't name
straight-
them.
I'm trying to think. I can think of, oh, Shake It Off. That's one.
we just
Shake
said
It
that.
Off.
Shake It
Yeah.
Off.
But I know a bunch of Beyonce songs and I don't even listen to Beyonce.
Yeah.
We're black. Like
That's the point I'm making though.
But I
that's why I'm trying to read. Like that's what I'm trying to like bring out is like, unless you're from that side, you really won't understand the Swiftie thing, because it's like, that's huge, bro. I remember when she came to concert out here, like how Beyonce did,
No,
bro.
she shut
Marta
the
was
city down.
flooded. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
she
It's
shut
like,
the
bro,
city
where
down.
y'all
She
been
had a
at?
plane full of people singing Taylor Swift music.
Exactly. That's what
So
I'm saying.
I already
like,
know. I know she's got as big of an influence. I'm
depends on who you
influenced
talk
on that
to.
side though.
Depends on who you talk. Yeah, I'm saying like how
maybe
Beyonce
we
has
need
this
to
one.
take it to the streets.
We do.
I think it does
and
need to be on
see.
a street question.
I think
a
we
street
need to
team
go to
question.
the street team.
We got to gauge. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. You talking
I'm
about
really curious.
Taylor Swift pull up to Candler Road, man. We
'Cause
gonna
now
have
we gotta
We gotta
ask.
take it. Yeah, we need to.
That's a great question.
Come
though,
through.
ain't it?
Man,
We got to ask all kinds of people. If Taylor Swift showed up on Candler, are you going to find her?
no, I think we should definitely do this. A street team situation where we
Mm-hmm.
go and ask, name 5 Beyonce, name 5 Taylor Swift songs, and we need to tally up something.
That's a great, yeah.
I think we need
We
to
got to
do
make
that.
sure we ask the opposite, though.
No,
Like, we
we're
gotta
gonna
the
ask
black people
anyone
what Taylor
who's
Swift
willing
to- We're gonna ask them both. We're gonna ask
We're
both
gonna
of them.
ask them both because everyone gets the same question asked. Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
do it. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it.
We're definitely
And
gonna do that. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
But yeah.
So that
crazy.
it's the great debate, right? It's
It is.
literally something I think we need to put to rest. We need to figure it out. Like what's going on? Because
Kanye, it's your fault, by the way. All your fault.
What's his fault? The Taylor Swift?
I know.
Taylor Swift being the way she is?
Come on.
It's the influence of Kanye. If we really gonna get into it, because I think Kanye is a genius, and I think he's just a genius in his own right, in the sense that I think like he says stuff, and I don't think it registers to people until after, and everybody's like,
It's the delivery.
It's that
It's the
too.
delivery.
It's
the way
that. I
he
think it's
delivers
all
his
of it.
message, it's just
Surprisingly,
it
like,
goes over their head.
He's been saying he was going to do this for a long time, and nobody paid attention until he actually started doing it. I actually had to realize it.
What,
like,
Kanye?
He's
Saying
been,
what?
he been popping his shit for a long
Yeah.
yeah,
time.
he has, yeah.
A long time. Everybody's like, why is he been saying, you give him some money, wait till I, you know what I'm
going
saying?
off.
Wait till I get my money. But he was not bullshitting. Like, he's not playing with nobody. So, you know, I can't
He,
even be mad. Can't be mad.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that his speech, Jay-Z's speech, actually was very similar in a certain sense
To Kanye.
Kanye's.
Yeah.
And the reception behind both is even more interesting, right? Of course, they went about it completely different.
Because Taylor Swift, we
Kanye
didn't know
took
she
Taylor
won.
Swift moment, right?
Yeah.
and
We didn't know Taylor Swift was
Jay-Z
gonna
just
win.
went up there and said, "Hey, this is how I feel." I think they even left before the award show finished.
They did. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I mean, I understand. It's crazy. I'm really curious if there is a group of people working to build some kind of award show or anything like that, or if it's just like we don't want to bother. It's really interesting, you know, because it could be such a like. Think about historically how big that would be, right? To have like from the top down a fully built out award show that celebrates black people, but it also celebrates others, right? It celebrates other people's achievements. Like, but at the end of the day, it was built by these people. Like, that would be amazing. Like, in 20, 30 years, imagine being a kid and seeing that on TV. That'll be inspiration. Like, the BET Awards, you see it on TV and you're like, that's a little...
So I remember, I think it was Neil Long who was talking about how when you have these categories of like, so you know how at Netflix when they have like the Black Voices collection or they have like the this time of the month collection,
Like, it's the Hispanic month.
yeah, like you know they
heritage
kind
and
of
Asian movies
and
and stuff, yeah.
and they do it in a space where they're trying to create like it's paying homage or respects and like we're loving on you. But I think I remember Nia Long saying like you know when you create a separate category saying like black films or black directors,
It's segregating us.
yeah it takes away from the impact of it. So
And that's why I say cover everything. It's just built by black people. Like, it's an award show that is built by black people. I don't think we should make our own where it's just like only black people achievements. I don't think that's the right way to go. I think it should acknowledge others.
I think it's something similar to People's Choice kind of
Like
thing.
a critic's choice or something
where
like that.
it's more so where it's like it's not just a group of people who are picking. So it's almost similar to like it's a group of people, black people, if they got together and they picked the black. Because I'm always voting for the black people. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like I'm always like rooting. If I'm watching a game show, I love reality competition shows. I'm always voting for the black
I
person.
mean, it's like
it's
like embedded, right? Like
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You're gonna bet on yourself, like
1,000%. I'm always betting on black.
it's crazy.
Issa Rae
'Cause
said it.
It's funny because when I watch basketball games, I tell the homies like, "Yo, the white player going crazy." You know what I'm saying? What are you going for the white player? We don't see a lot of white players going crazy in basketball. Like, that shit fire to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see a white dude shine in a black sport is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And they just don't get it. So I get that part because, you know, we don't really, you know, back then, obviously, we didn't really see ourselves shine. So, of course, we're going to pick our people. You know what I'm saying? But I I like minority sometimes in anything really going off. You know what I'm saying? Honestly,
Yeah.
like, that's interesting to me. You feel me? But yeah,
Right, because it is unheard of. It's like the
Yeah.
underdog.
The
It's like,
underdog, yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I think that we all have this healthy balance of like, we don't always want the people in power to win.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when we recognize somebody doing their thing, we're like, we want them to win. And so that's why I think I will say the only thing about, I feel like as Black people, we do genuinely like, we will root for other people. Like, we don't mind saying,
No,
like,
no.
you did your thing. Like,
for
you know,
sure.
you're doing good. Like, we love that. So I would say something that is along the lines of like people being able to vote and being able to say like, this is my favorite person. This is who I choose. This is who I put in this position. And then let that be the person who determines it rather than it being like a group of like 30 people saying,
No,
oh,
yeah, I
you know,
agree.
This is what I want.
fully agree because there's no simple solution where it's just like, oh, because they're not recognizing us, let's just go make our own thing and recognize us ourselves. But then you're just separating yourselves and further pushing it away. And I think all these things need to come together. We need to all bring all the separation needs to come together in some way, shape, or form, where everybody is accepted in the same spaces. Granted, that's not going to be something that'll happen overnight. It's going to take years because you still have people who believe that we should be separate, whether they're Black or white or Asian or whatever, you know?
I mean, I really want to go back and listen to whoever won album of the year during those runs, and see if did Beyonce really deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, was she really snubbed? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think the majority
But
of people.
you know, you have to tune your ears to listen to music that you may not always be used to listen to.
Yeah, you're gonna always
That's
you're gonna
the
be
other
opposed. If
thing.
you're not a country person,
I like music, so it's like.
if you're
Okay,
not-
as long as you tune your ears, I feel like that's the difference. Like when I would watch, even like if there's like a movie that's up for like movie of the year and it didn't win. I remember like when Get Out was out. Like I don't know, I can't remember if they won
did it
or
go
not.
out for an award?
They
I think
won
he
or-
got nominated.
nominated,
for
but I don't
sure.
think he won. But I remember, and I would have to check that. That's the first thing. But I remember I was like, I need to go and watch these other films that were nominated because I have to understand what is happening. So yeah, I would say as long as we can tune our ears and mind into receiving something other than what we're used to, that will help. I will say that. But also, Kel, just the last little point that we wanted to make about the Grammys was about Killer Mike. Was he escorted out or was he
So,
arrested?
You know, what we seen was Killer Mike had won 3 hip hop awards. He had sweep the absolute, you know, the category best track, hip hop album of the year. I think it was one more best hip hop artist. I think it was those 3. So he swept that, right? We heard about that, and then a little bit after that, we heard about him getting arrested, like a couple minutes later or an hour later, which is crazy. And you gotta look at the imagery behind that. It's like he just won 3 Grammys. You know what I'm saying? And then now we're having video of him getting escorted by police. It's a really bad look. I think, you know, I'm not blaming him. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently what happened was it was a little misunderstanding with a security guard. I think, you know, you got to kind of look at how, if he wins those awards, he kind of represents the Black community, obviously, you know what I'm saying, at a large scale. And so you do not want him to be seen in handcuffs over a small misunderstanding with a security guard. Something small, something that could have been squashed, like escort him away, but don't put him in cuffs. You know what I'm saying? Like have him sit down in a good spot and just, you know what I'm saying, calm him down. But don't ever put him on television or on video where it looks like he's the bad guy. That is wild, you know what I'm saying? And that is, you know, I blame the Academy Awards for even putting him in that light. He didn't kill nobody. I'm pretty sure he ain't assault nobody, you know what I'm saying, from what I seen. I mean, he was let go like immediately. I just don't like how they portrayed him after winning such prestigious awards in our community. Highly disrespectful. But I wish him the best because Kendrick said it a long time ago in one of his tracks. If y'all like Killer Mike, he would have been platinum. And so that was like a foreshadowing to him winning these awards. Now he's finally getting his flowers. But don't sully those flowers by putting him in handcuffs right after he gets those flowers. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. They did bad on that. So yeah.
Yeah, it does suck that accomplishment was overshadowed.
Yeah,
by
it's ridiculous.
that imagery, right? Because like you said, they didn't have to do as
No.
much as they did. It's not like he was being belligerent
Yeah.
or fighting or anything like that. So it's just very interesting to see that was how that situation was handled. So yeah, it's terrible for like optics and during Black History Month.
I mean, if y'all could let Will Smith slap Chris Rock straight up on stage, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
4K
He
live,
didn't get a
live television,
He didn't get escorted.
and he don't
out or
get
anything.
escorted, and he could come right back up there and get his award like it ain't nothing. Pretty sure Killer Mike can do the same thing. So
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah.
He won 3 of them things, not just one. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what
Dave
I'm
Chappelle
saying?
said
Get
he
right.
would not have finished watching.
Yeah, no, for real. He would not have been comfortable. And I get that part. He's like, I don't know what I would have done. I understand where he came from that, but he's not going to be sitting there comfortable after he did it, though. Facts. You got to keep it 100 just a little bit. You feel me?
No, that's facts.
You know what I hate when I see in media or news is when a Black person is done wrong and I hope I don't get backlash for this one. But like when they just say, "Oh, I forgive them," or "It's okay, I'm fine."
Who's doing forgiving?
So like
Like the community.
no, not the community as a whole,
Oh,
but the
okay.
person.
Oh,
So when they like, I remember it was something about the man with the bird watcher, with a bird watching woman, and he was like, "I forgive her," and it's almost like
I know
the
what you're talking
idea
about.
is like, yeah, like it's just like this idea of like, "Oh, I forgive you. It's okay. Like I just needed an apology," or like something like that. Like I feel like whenever I hear that in the media, like or in the news, that a Black person was done wrong, and then like they just turn around and they just say, it's okay, I just needed an apology, or I just something about that just
the
rubs
person who was
me.
wronged.
The person who was wronged, yes, when they just say, it's okay, I am all right, I just needed an apology.
So
Something
you
about
want them
that.
to like
press
request-
charges.
Look, Keisha don't play that shit.
Sue
she want them
them.
to request.
She said, pull out the blicky.
do
What's
something
wrong
with
with
this.
you?
You know why? It's because it's never the same when it's the shoes on the other foot.
Yeah.
It's never just, it's okay, I just wanted an apology. It's like settling for an apology is like the okay. It's like, that's enough. It's like, no, take them to court, actually.
I don't know. I've had times where I fucked up, and they were like, "It's okay, you know, don't worry about it. It's fine." You know what I'm saying? And I highly appreciate that because I remember one time I was pumping gas in the car, and I don't know what I was on. I forgot the gas can. The thing was in the car, and I just drove away. And so the shit, boom, you know what I'm saying, off the gas pump, hit the dude's car and everything, spilled oil over his car. And you know, I'm like, damn, maybe he has a dent, maybe it's whatever. And I come out, he's like, I was like, damn, man, I'm sorry. Whoop. He's like, you know what, bro? It's completely fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I get it, understand. I'm not even gonna worry about it. You're good. You're absolutely fine.
That's different. That is not the same. I'm
She
not talking about that.
like you get falsely arrested.
You get falsely
and they
arrested
like, oh, we're
and
sorry.
accused.
Oh, that part?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, that is very
Talking about,
different.
hell
like, big
no.
stuff.
No, I'm talking about the
No.
people who literally, the Karens, who call. So I saw this recently on Twitter. This man, it was a video, and it could be an old video, but he ordered liquor off of
seen
DoorDash.
that. And she wasn't- yeah.
And she didn't want to give it
him
to him
the
because
liquor,
he
yeah.
was drunk. Or she said that she visibly saw that he was intoxicated
At his own crib.
at his own house.
Bro, definitely
And
having a party.
I was so like to me, and granted, it's not that she called the police. It's the fact that it was.
Was she
her-
called the police?
I don't think she. No, she didn't. I don't think
Oh,
she
I was
called the
about to
police.
say,
But I
snatched
just.
it. Give me
No,
that
yeah, he
shit.
tried to snatch it, and he didn't get it. Which I was like, dang, I wish he did.
I thought he did.
But no, he tried to. I think that she still had it in her hand.
I thought she just had a bag. Like he grabbed it, like give that shit, and he went into the
Oh,
house.
maybe. But it was a grainy video. I would have to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I remember just thinking, like, what makes her think that she could just say you can't have this? And he's at home. That was the biggest thing. I was like, it's not that you delivered it to him and he's in the car and he's driving off. That blew my mind.
Because it's like, the first thought I had is like, you're having a party and you need
You're
some more
being
liquor.
responsible.
And you don't want to drive to the liquor store, so you just order it on DoorDash and they just
Hello?
come drop it off. Of
And-
course I'm going to be drunk.
Aren't you don't you door dash? Like, to me, I was like,
Well, with liquor, they got to make sure you get it.
Yes, but
So-
I'm saying, but that's my point. Yeah, okay, liquor, food, whatever. But I'm saying, isn't your job, your responsibility to bring it to the house? Like, to me, I thought that was weird. But my point is, it's like, it's an inconvenience that someone places on your life. They make you seem like you're just this bad guy. They get you arrested. They call the cops, make you seem like you're a criminal. And it's just, to me, I'm like, and now all you want is an apology? Like, that to me is like, wait, I want more. I am now suing you for the emotional damage.
No, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, if you
Because-
try to take it there, yeah, I have to turn up on you. Ain't no apologies going.
Yeah.
But I ain't really seen
But
videos
there
like
are
that.
people, but there are people who are really remorseful. Like, if you get into a car accident and you see that somebody is like, I am so sorry. Like, please don't, like, whatever. Like, to me, I'm like, you use your judgment and you say, okay, but
Don't break down and cry, because I'm gonna be like, bro, it's fake.
oh, well,
Man, what? I'm gonna need everything.
run it up.
I'm so sorry. Like, nah, bro. Come on.
I sat down.
Give me your insurance card.
You got insurance? No.
That's funny.
Damn, bro, you should have been driving slower. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need all mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Okay, well, y'all, we got to switch gears into Keish Done Said It.
Whoop.
I have a confession. Okay, because I know. So I never do this, but I needed a little more in-depth conversation about this Keish Done Said It. And so I am putting myself out there, and I am admitting that one of the Keish Done Said It's were about me. And I want to know what you guys think now that you know me, that it's about me, and you can have a little bit more, you can ask me questions. I want to know if you guys can help. So last episode, I'm going to pull it up.
I was about to say, yeah, can we get like a little recap?
Absolutely.
Cause she hoodwinked us, y'all. Like,
Somebody
Keish
needs to
really
help.
did say this time.
Somebody-
This was really her this time. She throwing it, you know what I mean? Like, wow.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Does the
Because
advice change because it's her now?
I know. No, please. I need the truth. Okay.
Okay.
So the last week's episode we talked about, it says my boyfriend and I were dating for a little over 6 months. Things were going great, and I got a promotion. And I got a promotion. We were talking about how we were a power couple. We were encouraging each other, and we were talking about how eventually this man was going to retire me. And I said, okay, like, cool, whatever. But right now I'm at a working age. I can work. I'm fine with it. We don't have to force you into retiring me right now, especially because I'm able to work.
Right.
And he started complaining about how I wasn't a traditional woman and that he was a traditional man. He began to nitpick about things, and then it led him to break up with me. So I'm single, and this is new for me. But I am just curious to know, because at first I thought it was jealousy. I thought it was this man is being weird and he's acting weird towards me. I don't get it. It has to be another woman. I just don't know. So I am here ready for all of the questions, if there are any,
Okay.
because I'm trying to understand men, and I'm trying to understand where I went wrong or what I did that is, I don't want this person back at all. I do not want this person back at all. I want to be very clear about that. But I want to know what it is, because I'm here, I'm being vulnerable, and I want to understand if there's anything that I can do to change
I would say this.
in order for me to find love.
In terms of the promotion, how much time did y'all have together?
What do you mean? Like, in terms of, I've actually known this person for years.
Okay.
I've actually known this person for years, but we made things official for a few months. But in terms of the time between when we started dating into the promotion, I think it was like about 3 months in.
Okay. So I mean, like, in terms of like the day to day, right? Like, how many hours did y'all have together on average?
So we were actually a little bit long distance.
See, look, that's the one.
Okay, so we were, but I thought that worked out in our favor because I was working.
Come
No,
on.
okay, okay, that works.
We talked about. I think we talked about it. Long distance is
Long distance is rough.
that's a no go. Damn near.
It's a rough.
A no-go?
Me personally,
No-go.
I can't do it.
I'm never doing it.
Never doing it?
Never.
I did it a long time ago in high
can't.
school, right? And it didn't work
In
out.
today's society, I think long
So I
distance
don't-
is.
yeah.
We're talking about in like, of it actually being a successful relationship. It's got to be like what 15, 20%
Y'all gotta be like,
chance, like success rate, like.
y'all gotta be locked in.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
talking about,
locked
like-
in,
But see,
locked
I think the
in.
difference is because I knew this person for years.
Right.
That's the only
How
thing.
many years again? How many years?
I've known this person for at least 3 or 4 years.
That's it.
That's it.
That's not a long time.
Oh my.
Y'all gotta be like
10 years.
locked in, like almost high school.
15
It has to be
years.
like a high school
Yeah.
sweetheart type of
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
love,
no.
right?
Yeah.
So
But we met when I was living in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So we, knew each other. We started off like in the same city, and then we both moved to our own cities, and then we reconnected, and then that's kind of how things happened. But
Yeah.
you're still saying that's not enough. Okay, so that's the first problem. I shouldn't have been in a long distance relationship. Okay,
well,
let's
that's
start.
gonna be rough.
I feel like
Okay.
females think that that's okay more
For
so than
long
men.
distance?
Yeah,
Oh.
more than men. Like I think
so too. Yeah.
I think they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But while we're sitting here like, what the fuck is she? You know what I mean? Like, what is she doing? like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but
What?
that's natural because if you think your woman is like attractive, beautiful, like everything, you're not gonna
Thank
think,
you
oh,
so
ain't nobody.
much. Oh my God.
think, like-
Thank you.
You're not gonna be like, oh, ain't nobody finna bother her while I'm not around. Like,
right?
you know.
Nah, it's over
Of
with.
course they trust you, but
you
it's
get
weird,
you get into your
right?
own money
it's like,
too.
do you trust other
You
people?
get into your own money? Oh my god! It's like
my thoughts
nigga
on that
gonna be
part,
like-
the money part, I definitely, I'm like you said, he said you weren't a traditional woman. If that's the case, then he has beliefs of traditionalism, and maybe in his head there would be like a power change dynamic, right? So in relationships, typically, we as men look at ourselves as we're the breadwinners, like we bring home the bacon, right?
Bring
Ain't
home
nothing-
the bacon, baby.
ain't nothing
please.
traditional
Thank
about
you.
long
And
distance, though,
the world
bro.
is not traditional.
He
like
shouldn't
it
even
used to
said
be.
that,
Like
like-
I said, 1950. Oh yeah, traditional.
The
Yeah,
fuck are
long
you
distance
talking
ain't
about?
traditional at all. But like I said, we're not in the 1950s anymore. I think me and Kel had a conversation about this. Women can do a lot more than what they used to. There are definitely more opportunities for y'all. Not as many as men still, but there are definitely more opportunities for y'all to make as much money as a man. So that whole power balance is different, right? Or power balance, let me say it like that. It's different because they have more opportunities. So, and probably it could be a combination of a few things. Like he said, long distance. He could have had some friends in his ear. Like it could be a bunch of things. Or he could have had experiences where he might have been with somebody who made more money than him. And
Friends definitely in his ear, by the way. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, friends ain't gonna make it no better. Like as a
hey,
guy,
you
like
talk-
they're
when the
not
last time
gonna
you talked to your girl, bro?
they're
Oh,
not
for
gonna make
real?
it any better. Long distance, and I hope he didn't say anything about you making more money, because then they're gonna get on him about
Because
that.
they're definitely not telling him, oh yeah, she's fine. She's not doing anything. She's just chilling. You know, she's going to work. She's going right back home. Like,
Oh my god!
it's not even
So,
like,
yeah.
and that could be true, but it's the thought of that. It could be something else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that shit can dig
Or
deep.
you can make up a whole story.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can create your
yeah.
own demons
I mean,
and all
it's-
of that.
Wow.
Like, I think y'all talked about it on the episode before. As men, we don't talk candidly with each other enough, right? We just like joke on each other, and,
Yeah.
like, go at each other about stuff like, oh yeah, you got a girl who making bank. Hey, bro, tell her let me get this, or hey, was she taking you out to dinner? And it's all in jest, but I don't think we realize how it can
Affect another
affect,
nigga.
like it can make a man, it can make some people feel emasculated. Like
Facts.
it can make you, and they won't admit it. Like no man is gonna be out here like, yeah, she made me feel less than a man. Like that's a very hard thing for a man to admit. So it could be a combination of those things, right? Granted, like I said earlier, I don't think that should ever be an issue, because like if you feel like she's making more than you, then that, you know what that means. You need to grind harder. You need to get your money up. That means you need to push yourself. If I had a girlfriend and she started making more money than me, I'm gonna be like, oh, I need to get on my shit. I need to get more money so I can do what I want for her, and I don't feel like, because I'm a person who doesn't like to ask people to do something for them, and it's like really hard for me to accept assistance and gifts and stuff from other people. So, and that's probably just like the what is it, the traditional man in me.
Yeah.
But like, it's just that should be more of like a motivator, if anything. I don't think that would have been like grounds to be,
Grounds for
"Oh,
termination.
I can't be with you because you make more money than me." That's crazy. That's like him telling you he wants you to not work and just expect him to take care of you. Is he in a place to do that where you can be comfortable and do what you want to do? I don't know, but
No.
so what is the point? I don't get it. Like you're doing, then you would be doing that for his ego at that point.
Yeah.
And like if ego is involved, I wouldn't recommend you touch it, because ego is a thing that is not controlled by outside forces. It's controlled by you. So unless he learns that, there's nothing to
Yeah.
there's nothing to gain there. But I do agree with Kel. Long distance does make every issue that you would have in a relationship amplified.
Yeah, it's definitely
by
magnified, yeah.
multiplied by like 10.
Oh man,
right?
because he could have a really healthy circle. You know what I'm saying? Like his homies could be like, nah, he could be reassuring like, nah, she's not doing nothing. Yeah, y'all having a good thing. But even then, like I said, like there will be times where in his head he's like,
Doubt.
I don't know what she's doing. Like I
All
really
it takes
don't.
is that one night you fell asleep because you was tired from working. And he was calling you and you ain't answering.
Oh shit.
That doubt is in there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Oh man.
Like we.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see your call. That shit done went all
it's
through
not
his head.
talked about, but we
That shit done went all
overthink
through that
just
nigga.
as much as y'all.
Ooh, that nigga.
Like, we
Yeah, don't let a
really
nigga,
do.
don't let him cat do you act like, oh no, I wasn't tripping. Shit, that nigga was going
Men
through it.
overthink just as
That
much
nigga
as
going through it,
women
boy.
Whoa.
It happens.
Whoa.
He sent you a text, you ain't hit him back in the next 5 hours or something, boy.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the problem though.
Have you ever-
But I do
Did
get
you ever
it.
did it? You ever did it though? Like ever?
No. So this is why I'm trying to tell you. So like we shared each other's location.
I don't mean
So
that.
that's the first thing
I
I know.
done figured out how to get through that a long time ago. Like,
Oh, you just leave your phone somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But I didn't do that. So like I didn't look for the loopholes. I wasn't looking for a way
You
to
were being
figure out.
honest.
Yeah, I was being very honest. Very honest. I literally shut down everybody and I said, I'm in a relationship. I'm not available. Like I'm not looking for anything with you. Like I would shut down everybody. Not didn't look anything for you, but like I was very clear where my stance was, and I was like,
You tell him like, sorry, I'm in a relationship, right?
no, it was just like no, like I'm in a relationship, or I just would stop responding to people. Like that was what I did. So anyway, so it was never like I'm not responding and I don't know. Like that was never the thing. So we would talk all the time. Everything was good up until I moved into my place that I'm in now. And he came. We were supposed to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve together. And he just became someone different. I don't know.
Were you like spending money on him? Like, were you doing stuff or something? Or, well, you said the when you got a promotion is when the problem showed up, right?
Well,
or at least when he started changing his behavior is when you got a promotion and started making more money. Did you like?
was I
show
flashing my money
that? I don't
around?
want to say flashing because I don't think you would like be like, oh yeah,
No.
look at this and look what I can do. I can buy his dinner. Like, no, but did you start?
No, but you know what he would say to me?
What's that?
He would say stuff like, why don't you have food here? You need to be cooking for us both. Like, and I literally just moved in. Like literally 4 days into me moving into my place, he was like, and I had to throw away a lot of stuff. Like I didn't have my pots and pans. I had to read up
Right.
on like a lot of
Most of it,
things. And so like, he's like, why don't you have food ready? Like you should be having like dinner ready. Like he was like, you bought me a Christmas gift. You shouldn't have bought me a Christmas gift. You should have bought food for the house and made sure that you cooked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he would say stuff like that. And then he would say stuff like, he was like, oh, when he didn't have, I remember one morning he was hungover, where I didn't even realize he was hungover. But I mean, I knew he was drunk the night before, but he was being very belligerent that night. And it was actually kind of scary. Like my friend's mom told me like, he seems abusive, like you need to leave him alone. that type of energy, right? And so she told me that, and he told me the next day, because I went to go get some water off the fridge, like I was just so thirsty. I got some water, and he told me, like, the fact that you didn't get me any water off the fridge, you knew I was hungover, you knew, like, you didn't even think
being
about
serious?
me. He was being dead serious.
That's
He
right.
really-
Had to be. He was hungover. You can't joke, bro. Who jokes when they hungover?
This is what he told me. This is what he told me.
That was the real him.
Damn.
Right?
No, seriously, that's what it was. I've never seen this side
See,
of him
that's
before.
another thing too.
Yeah.
With long distance, it's easier to hide who you really are.
Yeah.
You don't learn
fair.
somebody's. Like that's why they say you should never. Like you shouldn't. People say you shouldn't move in with somebody you date. But I think at a certain point, if the relationship is serious enough, you guys should
You have to.
cohabitate a little bit.
You have
Just
to.
so that
You have
you
to
can
know how they
see
are.
how
Yeah,
they
yes,
are
sir.
daily.
Because how you are not in somebody's house could be
It's completely different. Like it's not even. It's
Like
That's
you could be,
fair.
It's
you
night
could
and day.
be
That shit-
messy, and they're just like, I don't like that. Or
Right, you might
could-
clean up before they come over. So yeah, I get it.
No, I'm gonna catch your ass.
No, yeah.
Now you.
I want to see how you really live. How you really living?
How you really acting? That's
Do you
see
pick
in the
your
morning.
clothes up? What
Yeah.
that chair that's sitting in your room that you put your clothes on look like? Is it full? Is it empty? Like what's going on?
That's so funny.
Do you bathe? You be bathing?
You bathe.
Do you bathe?
But no, that was what I experienced. Like he told me, like I said, he told me that basically I shouldn't have bought him a Christmas gift. I should have bought food. That I should have got him water off the fridge, and that I should have like been more considerate of him.
Was there age difference between you guys? Was he like
He was younger,
he was younger than you?
How much younger?
How much younger?
like 3 years.
Ain't that bad. Ain't that bad.
Yeah.
If it was like a 5, it'd probably be a factor. But
Yeah, I was about to say.
I ain't gonna lie. As a man being younger, it is different from a woman being younger. So
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely, I still to this day, and I'm like I said, I don't want to be with this person, but it shocked me to see the difference in his personality. But I do think that you're right, Tyler. Like when you said I saw the true him, I really was shocked because we never had an argument, we never fought, we never it was never anything bad. Like it was literally. I was in LA with my parents for a little bit, and I came out here. And then once I came out here, he switched up on me. We were just so like, oh my gosh, like my family loved him too. And then he just switched out of nowhere. So I was like,
That's usually how it is.
it shocked me. So I just didn't know. But I don't know. To me, I think that I'm still processing it. But at the same time, I'm like, I've come to a space of peace with myself and the relationship being over, that I'm like, I don't ever want to be with this person. Not to mention, this is the funniest part of it all to me. The funniest part of it all is he was rude about the way he broke up with me. And he logged in. I gave him like my passwords to like watch like Peacock, and I gave him like HBO password. I gave him access to like some of my
streaming platforms, yeah.
streaming platforms, and he's watching the platforms. Like I see, like it's like continue.
He ain't finna.
I used to do the same shit. Yeah.
I am shocked, and they're all cartoons.
Am I supposed to like not watch?
I'm shocked.
Gotta
I'm
hit him
so.
with that password.
That's where it changed.
thing.
way.
That's what I have to do. So I literally, because one of them is actually my dad's passwords, which I felt like I regret the most, because I'm like, the fact that I gave you, like I shared access on your TV, like my dad's password, I was just like, and the fact that you're still watching it, like every time when I log in,
People gonna do that though.
Hey, she said it was all cartoons.
it was cartoons. I said, oh my God.
Yo, she was blown about that shit, nigga.
It blew my
Cartoons,
mind.
nigga?
It was cartoons. It was literally like I was repulsed. I was ready to throw up because I was just so like, I can't believe this is the person that I chose. And I
Wait, was
thought
he
I
not
gonna
watching
be.
cartoons before?
Not when I was
That's
no.
crazy.
And if he was,
He was really
I
hiding
didn't know.
himself from you.
I did not know.
From what it sound like. He really
I
hiding
was
himself.
like, oh my God. I just
That's wild. I mean, but yeah, like just overall, from what it sounds like, at first at least, it was the issues of, oh, you make more than me, and I don't believe in that.
Look,
So,
we talked about last week. You got to know these people, man.
yeah.
You got to know them. You got to put them in very uncomfortable positions.
because you want to.
I feel like
see
you
how
have
they-
said that to me before,
I hate to
Kel.
say
Yeah,
it, like
a million times.
You
Look,
gotta
that
see
is-
somebody at their worst.
That's both sides. Niggas gotta do it with females. The females gotta do it with us. Like they gotta really, you gotta really do the groundwork. Gotta, you know what I'm saying? Put your
But
work
don't
in.
don't actively do it, right? Don't go into a relationship and be like, oh, let me get into a serious argument with him and see what he does. No, you just have to see how the situations that y'all get into play out.
I ain't gonna
And
lie.
then, read it like that.
And I thought about it ever since you said when Buddy was like, "Hey, will you let me borrow 200?" And you did it,
Yeah.
and then he gave it back to you. He's like, "I didn't really need it. I just want to see if he was gonna do it." That's like the most. It's amazing. I like
Most
wow.
players.
Is that like top tier?
That's high level because you did it. Like I get it. I would understand like the feeling that if she would have gave me that 200, you know I ain't need it. I'd have been like, wow, this blows my mind. It shows your character.
You know what it is too for me is because I've always operated in a very like honest, upfront way, and when it comes to like dating, so I really genuinely like with my ex that I said I let him borrow the money. I think that was his test, right? So like I've always thought like, oh, if I have it, I will. Like it's not to me, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, if I share it with you,
not a whole process for you.
it's not like to me. It's not like I'm not calling my friends like, girl, I can't believe he just asked me for this. It's like I'm not doing that. Like I'm legit not doing that. And so I think to me, when I was with him, it made sense, right? And so we didn't work out for multiple reasons. I won't even get into that this episode, but we didn't work out for multiple reasons. He turned out to just not be the person that he said he was either. So
I mean, the
working
move
on
is
this.
very, very manipulative. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, the move in and of itself is
It's
manipulative.
super
Absolutely.
manipulative.
Yeah.
And I can understand if someone's like, I just wanted to see, but like, yeah, just know if you see the many manipulative situation he put me in, just know that there
It
are
magnifies,
many manipulative
Like I said, I
situations he put
thought
me
it was
in.
brilliant, but I was like at the same time, it's like that's devious as fuck.
It's very devious.
Because you should be able to gauge that just
Whether
off
or
of
not-
the character in
yeah,
yourself. Like,
exactly.
oh, you're a woman who's very giving. Like, you would give me the clothes off your back
Yeah.
if it meant you making sure I'm
And I
straight.
feel like, oh my God, I just feel like there's so many women who do that. And I feel like I've been that woman. And I'm just kind of like at a point where I'm like, it doesn't work out for us as the way we may want it to. So I'm just, so that happened. Anyway, yes, that guy. But even with this guy that I just dated, like, I think that there is something about me that I'm just like, I want to see the good in people. I want to believe that like this person has my best interest as well as how I have their best interest. I'm being very kind, loving, and thoughtful. I'm not looking for ways to put my phone here and figure out how to go over here at the same time with my iPad. And it's like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm genuinely trying to express that I'm here for you, right? But I don't know. I haven't felt like I've found anyone who does that in return.
So I wouldn't say
we'll
stop
see.
trying, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely gonna have to start. Everybody's gonna have their wall, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a fact. And it's weird to have like I ain't gonna say have a list, but make sure you have these qualities are very important to me. And he has to have these qualities for this wall to be broken down. You know what I'm saying? Like
So
it's a lot of work though.
no, it's not that it's not a lot of work because it's not that. What about how do women protect themselves from liars, or how do women protect themselves from someone who's blatantly being someone other than who they are? Like, I think that that's the hardest part is because
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. Like I said, when I logged in and I saw he's watching these cartoon shows, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with watching cartoons.
Watching
man.
Rick and Morty or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know
I
the
wanna know the
cartoon
cartoons
shows.
that
I don't
way.
know.
Cartoons you do,
I
like,
literally
watching anime,
deleted it
you
because I was
watching,
just so
like, Ed, Ed, Ed,
disturbed. I was so disturbed. I was so
Nigga watching cat
disturbed.
dog.
I was
Yo.
so freaked out.
On season 23 of SpongeBob.
That would have been
Honestly-
crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I was like,
But
nigga,
I
what?
like SpongeBob though. But my point
man.
is this. I'm saying I think that when he showed me his true colors, I was shocked. I did not know that this person had this inside of them. And that's why I'm just kind of like, wait, whoa, that was weird.
wrong, yeah.
You know, what was going on? Like, now all of a sudden he's telling me that I'm not a traditional woman, but I'm like, but you're not a traditional man. You can't even take care of me the way I want to be taken
I think
care
that's
of.
the red flag right there, right? Like when somebody says something
Traditional.
that they are,
Like
but
I
they're
said,
not. Like that's
I don't
crazy.
like this new age of everybody expecting to be traditional because what about the world now is traditional? Nothing.
You know my the easiest red flag for me. Oh, I'm a good girl. I'm a good person. I'm a good person.
Well, that's them trying to affirm
It's over
themselves.
with. It's over with.
They're telling you to try and tell themselves.
You don't tell
"I'm
somebody else
good."
you're a good
Like,
person.
no,
You
show me.
Yeah. You telling me.
I'm more of a visual person, so you have to show me everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
If you tell me you love me, don't tell me. Show me that you love
So
me.
when you say something and I'm looking at you and it's like you have the qualities that are not compared to that.
Right. But to your question about how do women like discern a liar or somebody who's manipulative, there's not really any like standard way to do that. The best thing I can say is just pay attention, right? You have to learn how to pay attention to somebody. Not everybody is capable of reading a person's character based off of the conversations they have, but you just have to pay attention. Like, don't, that doesn't mean like, oh, something happened, I think that's a sign. Don't do that because it's speculation. You have to pay attention to them specifically. Like, okay, I asked you about this, and I know y'all pay attention, like, cause y'all remember stuff from like, oh, 3 months ago you said this,
Years
and I
ago,
remember
3
that.
years ago.
But you have to like piece it together. It's like building a puzzle, right? They give you tidbits of themselves. Even if they're lying, you're still going to see the true selves because unless they're like a top tier actor, they're going to slip up. Like it happens both ways,
And
women
like
and
I
men.
said, it's a lot of work to find a dude that's gonna be really that's gonna resonate with you. That's for every person. You know what I'm saying? People think it's easy. It's not easy,
not.
bro.
It's
Like
not.
what we seen back in the days on TV, whatever, in the 50s and all. That's bullshit. They picked them niggas because them was the only dudes that could take care of them at that time. You know what I'm saying? And they settled. A lot of these people settled. I remember somebody said that a lot of our grandparents settled with our grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Like our grandmother settled with our grandfather,
Yeah.
and for
'Cause
real.
That's how you hear about them
You know what I'm saying?
stories. That's when you learn the family secrets. And
Yeah,
it's like,
like,
oh, your granddad
look,
actually
they did
has
everything for
two
the-
other
yeah.
grandkids and all that. Thankfully, my family is not like that. I have a very, very good
Oh
family.
yeah, his grandparents
you
are
know.
amazing.
Yeah.
My
I ain't
folks
gonna
are
lie.
pastors.
I love his
So
grandparents.
like they're my grandma, my grandpa,
Yeah, they
high
are-
school
yeah.
sweethearts.
They
They've
cool.
been
that.
together
Yeah.
since. But like even still, like other stories I've heard from people's families, just like, whoa.
Like,
Like,
that was some, you know.
But you couldn't in that time period. You couldn't leave. Like if
Yeah.
you left, you were done.
Yeah,
Like, what could you do?
especially for a female, like
Yeah,
I couldn't
like a
get
man
jobs
would
and
bounce
shit.
back, but that was
Yeah.
when men were the only breadwinners.
yeah. Nowadays, you
not the
really have to
50s
figure
anymore.
out, like you really have a choice to figure out who you want to be with now. Like it's real options for y'all. So you gotta put in the work. Like
Yeah.
men had to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? To find out who's the best woman for us. You know what I mean? It's hard though. A lot of people want to like go the easy route, but like fuck it, I'm gonna do this dude. I'm gonna compromise all these red flags he got going
Like
on.
he looked good, he got money. I'll be all right.
Yeah, nah, don't do that.
You're not gonna be all right because what if he start throwing hands?
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I want to know what you guys think as well. Let me know in the comments because I'm really struggling with this one. So please, please, please let me know what you guys think. Tell me, like, what did I do? How can I change it up? How can I switch it up so that I can actually win in the art of love? Okay. So let us know. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this episode. We are so happy to have you guys and all your love and support. Thank you so much. Tyler, go ahead.
Oh, y'all make sure y'all follow the Nostalgia page of the production team, Nostalgia Uni ENT. You guys can follow me at, I think it's new Ty now, new_Ty. So check me out and kick it to Kel for the rest.
You already know where y'all can follow me at, NUE.KELY. I want to know a question in comments. What cartoons can't y'all man watch? I want to know. Like
Facts.
I need to figure.
Extra points if you can name
You know what I'm saying?
the animes he can't watch.
That should be funny. I want to find out. For sure.
And it's your girl, Keish Dunn did it. That was Keish Dunn said it. Keishdonedidit. And we look forward to the next one. Until then,
Make
stay
sure
blessed.
you guys like, comment, and subscribe too.
Yes,
Follow, whatever. Yeah.
yes. And stay blessed.